Hi, my beautiful super soul sisters. Okay, today we're going to talk about Roadrunner shoes. And look, I have kind of absorbed this information in previous videos, but it is something that I really think that we just need to have a pair of Roadrunner shoes. That is a dedicated video so that we can understand it just a little bit more. This is something that I adopted from the old days of, Roadrunner, where the bird would be screaming past, running at 100 miles an hour, and you'd have the coyote chasing quite often, and they're always trying to outdo each other or whatever. Those are old day cartoons basically, and you would have that spinning like cloud because his legs were going so fast, and then he'd go rushing past and go beep beep, beep beep, and then boom, and away he would go. All right. So I liken the same sort of the Roadrunner shoes to people who are so lost and so on their unhealthy journey that they just go just like Roadrunner. They have their Roadrunner shoes and they just run straight on past at 100 miles an hour past you. Okay. Now, it's really hard to watch people with their Roadrunner shoes on, especially if you're a family member, a very good friend. If it's somebody you care about, it's just so hard to watch this. Unfortunately, it's their pair of shoes and it is their way. So look, there's not really a hell of a lot you can do, if I'm honest, until they have hit the bottom of the ravine and they are ready to get out and actually put on the I am done shoes. So we've spoken about the I am done shoes already, but the Roadrunners are really preceding this. But I just wanted to, to get clear so that you can identify them when you see them. And it's not really that hard to see. Once you're aware of it, you really become aware of it. Like, oh my gosh, they've really got their Roadrunners, and they go vroom, and they go straight past. You go, wow. Okay, now, as the carer, as a person who wants to help, you want to try and stop them, right? Quite often you can't, and honestly you just kind of got to let them do their own thing. And I know it's very, very hard, especially if they're into drugs and alcohol and doing hurt, self-harming behavior, whatever it is that they're doing. It's not great. It's not great. And all you can do is have a placard that says ravine ahead, ravine ahead. Like, you're about to throw yourself off the cliff once again. And they will go vroom, and they go straight past, and you've got your placard and they don't see it, and you go, oh boy, here they go again, and look, we've got one at the moment, and it's just like, okay, well, we thought we had got them out of the ravine, but they haven't quite yet. Now, this is what happens is the Roadrunner goes off, and like in the movies, they go, and they're like, you see them looking at you before they vanish, whoop, down into the ravine they go. So, at the beginning, it's like they don't go too far down the ravine, then they get back out again. So this is an analogy. It's like then they go back into their drugs or their drinking or their sex or their whatever the alcoholism behavior is, or their, whatever their pattern is that they're repeating, their negative behavioral pattern that really isn't serving anybody, including themselves. And you can, and it's really hard, especially for parents. I've had this many times, and it's like they go whoom, and then oof, and down they go again, and now they've gone halfway down, and you think, wow, Now they may do the Roadrunner over and over and over and over. And look, I've got to be honest with you. Sometimes, as the person who's holding the cards, sometimes there's a need for a bit of self-preservation needing to go on as well, because sometimes it's just too hard for people to cope with that. And those, the supporters, the people who are caring, who are trying to get them out of that hole, they don't know what to do, and they wear themselves out. So do be aware of that as well, and get the support that you need if you're one of those people, right? Because it's not easy to watch. It's really not. So, but all you can do is hold the sign up and say, look, the ravine's there again. I'm just letting you know. So eventually what happens, I know it sounds horrible to say, but or difficult to hear perhaps is probably rather than horrible to say, is that, eventually, hopefully they will, they go off and they get to the bottom and they hit what I've termed to you before is threshold, where they've actually hit the bottom. And look, I've even seen people who've hit the bottom and they still get out of that ravine and they go again and they go again and they go again. And you're just like, holy smoke. I mean, and you're looking over the side and you're going, that had to have hurt so much. I hope that that's enough for them to now actually go, I'm done. I am not doing that. So remember, I was telling you about that in the I'm done shoes and the stamina shoes. That they get to a place where it is so painful that they just don't ever, it's so dark, it's so awful that they never ever want to go there again. That's when the leverage comes. That's when you know that it's like, I'm serious, I'm done. And I can't tell you, I've had so many people where they say, I'm done. And then they might even do rehab or do whatever. And they're not done. They still have to go off and do it all again. And it can be really soul destroying for people who are trying in a support role, trying to get them out of that. But when you do get the I'm done and you're able to keep your stamina shoes on and you've checked out your vacuum shoes and made sure that you've got as many protocols and strategies and support networks in place to wear through the tough stuff, once you've got all of that in place, you go, okay, right, that person says I'm done. Maybe you're that person. Maybe you're that person who's like, I'm losing everything here. I've lost my family. I've lost my friends, or I'm losing friends. I'm losing loved ones. I've even children. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you who needs to hear this. Maybe that's why you've come and listen to this video, and if it is, kudos to you, well done for getting to that space where you're going, do you know what, I am done. I'm done. I'm at the bottom. I don't know how to get out. How do I get out? And this is what all of this stuff is about. It's like, I'm in this hole. How do I cope? Maybe it's like, it's like, it's not even an addiction thing. Maybe it's just that I'm so burnt out by giving so much as a mother. I'm in so much overwhelm and so much stress. I can't cope anymore. So I am finding I'm drinking a bit more wine than I used to, or I'm overeating, or I'm doing both. Maybe it's like, it's not as a full-on addiction, but it's like, I'm so burnt out, I just can't deal with this anymore, and it's too overwhelming, and I don't have any strategies or techniques to fill up my own tank, to fill up my own vessel, so that I can actually give to everybody else. And so it may, you can adapt this to whatever you like. It's like, if you keep doing the message for the mothers out there, or ladies who are over giving, if you keep giving out and out and out, the message on the placard is, stop throwing yourself off into the ravine of, let me give so much to everybody else other than me. Okay, it's like, when are you going to stop? When are you going to go, oh my gosh, there it is again, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to stop that. I'm done. Okay, now I'm not saying don't be there for your family. I'm not saying, you can't, do this for your kids or for whatever. I'm just saying, what are you going to do for yourself? Where are you going to get off and go, this is at cost to me. I'm over giving to the point where I am burnt out. I am done. So that's when you get your threshold. You get your threshold of, I'm done. So it doesn't really matter. Or it could be that you're an overachieving lady, A-type personality, where that goes, like, I keep doing that same thing and I keep sabotaging myself, and it's just like, I overdo it, or I'm hitting my head up against a brick wall and I'm not breaking through, and it's just like, I keep landing up in this pit of burnt outness, because I'm overachieving, I'm overdoing, I'm over. So that's your placard, is like, what is it? What are you not getting? Why are you not stopping that kind of behavior? Why do you have this overzealous drive to push yourself beyond your limits? For what? You burnt yourself out not because of like, the overgiving, nurturing stuff. It's like, I have to overachieve. I have to be so much better than everybody else. Why? Why do you need to do that? So what's your placard that's making you over exercise, overwork, overachieve? You keep throwing yourself into the same ravine. It's just a different, a different sort of reason that you're down at the bottom of the pit. Everybody's at the same, we're just at different levels, right? And it's like, at what point are you going to go, I'm done, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm sick of this? Like, at what cost to myself? For the ladies that are overachieving, for the ones that are overgiving, at what cost to yourself? For those who have got the addictions and whatnot, at what cost to you? You've now lost your family, your what you've got to look at. What is this costing you? So you can get to the point where you go, I'm done. I've got my I'm done shoes on. It's like, something's got to change, right? Something has got to change. Now, those people with the ravine cards standing there, this is when your opportunity comes. This is when they go, I'm done, and they're serious, and I need the help, and I will also put my stamina shoes on, and I will get my what does Matthew McConaughey say? Keep on trucking shoes. Like, you've got to keep on trucking, because it's tough to push through whatever it is, the driver of over-drinking, the reason that you're seeking to distract and seeking to soothe. This is what it's all about. It's like, there's some unaddressed trauma, pain. Why the pain? Why am I not happy? Why am I needing to do this unhealthy behavior repetitively as an ongoing form of habit every single day or every week, whatever it is, that gets me into this pit of despair, and I can't get out. I don't know how. So that's when all you placard holders that are standing on the side going ravine ahead, you just keep the door open. There's nothing else you can do. There is nothing else you can do until they go, I'm done. I'm at the bottom. I've hit threshold. I need to get out. If it's in the addiction route, that's when you go and get professional help. You go, right, thank God, we've been waiting. That's what you say. You keep the door open. You don't cast judgment. Don't say, I don't like your Roadrunner shoes. Don't throw nasty comments. Don't be that peanut gallery person going, oh, there they go again, judging, scorning, criticizing. None of that's going to help. I'm going to bully you. I'm going to punish you. None of that works. They're still going to do, trust me, they're just going to do what they're going to do. So the best thing as a ravine card holder, placard holder, is to go, just giving you the heads up, warning, you're about to do it again. Let them go. And I might do something on how to cope with that, because that is, it's not easy. Trust me. I've seen a lot of, people just going, my heart's breaking, and, it's their shoes, it's their path, their way, right? So, but I'll talk about that in another video. And what we do from that is we now go, okay, right, this is not great. I need the help that I want. So if it's an addiction, you get the help from professionals, and identify, listen to those videos that I've talked about the vacuum shoes, about, I'm done shoes, about the stamina shoes. It's getting an awareness of, what do I need to prepare for in order to get through this, to help me get through this? What support network do I need in order to get through this? What lifestyle changes do I need in order to get through this? Okay, for those, the ladies of the world that are overgiving at cost to self, heaps of them, heaps. I can't tell you, we are so expected to do so much these days. We're in so much overwhelm, so much stress, no wonder, we overeat, we under exercise, because, we don't leave any time for ourselves. Like, what do you need to go, right, okay, I'm done. I'm in the ravine. I am burnt out physically, I'm burnt out emotionally, I'm burnt out mentally, I've got no time left in the day for me. How do I regroup? How do I get myself back? And that's what all of this is about as well. It's like identifying, what are your shoes, darling? Which ones are working for you? Which ones aren't? Why are you wearing shoes where you're overgiving? Why are you doing that? So get what the driver is, heal that. Get your healing shoes on. Get your self-care shoes on. Get the regime in that you need to help you. Get the support from the Super Soul Sister group, to go, right, I need to be held accountable to give myself more time for me, okay? And I'm going to let you know that I'm going to take an hour out of my day, and I want you to make sure that I do that. Hold myself accountable to that, okay? Make that possible. And the winds of mercy are coming, I tell you. He was rocking the car. This is God saying, yes, absolutely. Source energy saying, yep. Listen, ladies, listen. This chick, Vicki Jane, she talks sense. Listen to her. And then you've got the other thing as well of, like those overachievers. Like, why are you burning yourself out, sister? What is that all about? Like, I was one of those. It's like, I had to be the best. I was an overachiever. I was the, if there was, and this was a driver from my father. I think I've told you about this before, and I never knew this, it was, if I was second, why weren't you first? If I was, first, why didn't you win? Like, if you won the medal, why didn't you win the trophy? If you won the trophy, well, I hope you're going to do this again next year. It was always more, and it's like, when you're constantly doing that, you burn yourself out, and so you land up, I had to be part of all those networking groups that they were big drinkers. They were overperforming drinkers, really, I think they've got a term for it in AA. What do they call it? There is a term for it. I think it's the performance drinkers. Somebody help me out here. Maybe if you know of the AA term, or it's bugging me now. But basically, there's a term in the AA drinking world, in the Alcoholics Anonymous, for over drinking performers, high performance drinkers, I think they call it. And it's expected. I grew up in Zimbabwe. I mean, it's expected. If you're going to be social and popular, then that's what you do, right? That's the thing. So it's like, when you get clear about what it is, now, is that a good behavior? I was waking up with hangovers even when I didn't want them, It's like you land up eating food because you had too many drinks that you ordinarily wouldn't have. Then you go into overmanagement thing of the 3 hidden shoe types that I was talking about, where you really want to get into those. You want to understand those really good. And it's like you become overmanaging, overdoing, overachieving, so you really want to listen to the 3 hidden shoe types if you're an overachiever, because it'll be your manager, the manager side of you that's kicking in there. And there's more information on that, and there will be more on the website as well. If you want more information, I'm thinking of doing something where you can sign up and you can get free information, more information on those 3 hidden shoe types. that will just make so much sense to you if you are an overachiever lady. And then you can go, well, do I really need to do it that much? And why am I doing it that much? And then you can start getting a self-discovery and healing around that. Because if it's costing you energetically, physically, emotionally, you've got to question whether that's actually a good thing for you, right? So you're throwing yourself into the pit of despair because you're burning yourself out. So, we're all in the pit. It's like, but why, and what, how did I land up there, and why am I landing up there, So have a think about it. Really important, so important to do. So have we all got Roadrunner shoes on? Maybe, I don't know, some do, some don't. I don't think everybody has, but some are just so far gone that it's just like, it's rote and it's out of control. It's out of control, and you just have to get out the way. But what I would say for supporters, for people who are trying to help, put the signs up, bring attention, get them consciously aware that they're about to do it again. They're going to do it. You can try and trip them up. You can try and throw the net out. You can try and do, but I'm telling you now, they'll burn through the net. They'll just go. So all you can really do is go, look, hey, sweetheart, you're about to do it again. And away they go. Just keep the door open. Just keep the door open. There's nothing else you can do until they're ready. So don't get too hung up on that. Okay, all right. I hope you found that useful. Really out there, Roadrunner shoes. And spot them, call it what it is, and then work out a strategy. So yes, I hope you found that useful. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. If you're in YouTube, if you're in the Facebook group, well done. And I hope you found that useful as well. And let me know if you know of anyone who has Roadrunner shoes, and maybe if you've had them or got some for whatever reason. And yes, or you can always do a direct message to me on the Facebook group, hey, if you need to connect about this, or if you know somebody who needs help, and maybe I can help you, point you in the right direction if I can't help you myself. So yeah, that's what it's all about. Get the support that you need so that we can get you in your shoes, on your path, going your own way. Thank you, Super Soul Sister, for joining me once again. Namaste.